but if we learned anything so far this season, it's that Kansas City can be beat. And for Buffalo, well, this is their most important game left on the schedule, a statement game in every which way. Some notes on the game. Here we go. Here are the notes. Mahomes won both meetings last season. These are the top two offenses in the AFC right now. Bills lead the NFL with 11 takeaways. And then there's that Chiefs defense, allowing 30 a game since the 2020 AFC title game. Joining us to break this game down is our quarterback, Mr. Mike Vick. Mike, good morning. We need you, buddy.
Good morning.
Fill us in. Enlighten us. Who wins this game Sunday night and why?
Well, I think the Kansas City Chiefs win, and I think it's because of a couple things. One, they win 70% of their games at home, and it's hard to win in Kansas City when you see all that red and the crowd is bearing down on you. You know, you got to come in and you got to be ready to play. Two, last week I felt like Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes and the offense really found their groove down in Philadelphia. And the first couple weeks, it wasn't as squeaky clean, but last week it really seemed like they started to gel and they found the rhythm. And sometimes it takes a while. But, you know, for the most part, I think when Josh Allen comes into that building, he knows what he's getting into. It is an AFC Championship game matchup, once again, 2.0. And he's going to have to do everything in his power on the offensive side of the ball and the defensive side of the ball for the Buffalo Bills to win this game. I just don't see it happening, you know, at this junction in the season. What does concern me is the Kansas City Chiefs defense. And Jenny, you just said it. We just showed the graphic. Giving up 30 points a game, that's not going to cut it because Josh Allen, he's hot right now. And the Buffalo Bills are going to come in with a little bit of confidence and with a lot of confidence, especially after the last 2 weeks. So it's going to make for an intriguing matchup, but I err on the side of the Kansas City Chiefs winning the majority of their games at home, 70%, and being hard to beat, you know, at home.
Yeah, and I err on the side of they played twice last year, and neither was competitive. The first game, the Bills were like, we're not going to let you throw the ball. So the Chiefs ran it 46 times for 250 yards. Second game, Bills were like, all right, that strategy didn't work. And so they played the run. The Chiefs still ran for 100. But Hill and Kelsey, between the two of them, had 290 yards receiving on 22 catches. And so now, will the Bills change some things up? Yes, I think Dawson Knox, their tight end, is going to be a big part of their game plan. I think they will, as every team that's played the Chiefs this year has started to do. They will not look at it as we have to get a first down on 3 downs. They will look at almost every drive as 4-down territory, and that is something the Chiefs defense must adjust to. But I understand the glee, Wilds, that you and others, Broussard somewhat, but not so much because he still has the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, but have taken in the fact that the Chiefs defense has been terrible. But and you might say, Nick, why do you care that the Seahawks defense is terrible and not the Chiefs defense is terrible? Well, people don't really talk about the pitching of the 27 Yankees. By the way, it happened to be great, but it was irrelevant because they had the best offense anyone had ever seen. The Chiefs' offense this year either turns the ball over or scores a touchdown. That's it. Against the Bills last year, same thing. 2 matchups, 3 punts. And when we really look at this Chiefs season, they lost focus for 2 quarters. The fourth quarter against Baltimore, they turn it over 2 out of 3 possessions. The first quarter against the Chargers, they turn it over 3 straight possessions. Other than that, no one has stopped the offense. They've only stopped themselves. So do I think, Wilds, that Buffalo is going to go into Kansas City and score 40? Because that's what it's going to take. You're going to need to score 40. I do not. Do I think the Bills' defense is ready for the jump from Davis Mills to Patrick Mahomes? I do not. So do I think this will be a blowout? No, I don't think it'll be a blowout. But I think you and Broussard acting like the wrong team is favored is pretty ludicrous, at least in my opinion.
Okay. I mean, Broussard, I am a simple guy. When I see a team with the second worst defense, which is trending towards a historically bad defense, I say, you know what? Not great. That's it. I'm a simple. When I see the lowly Eagles run the ball up and down the field and have Jalen Hurts combined for 434 yards through the air and on the ground, I think, you know what? Not good. And I know Nick likes to take shots at the Bills because they're blanking terrible teams. Okay, well, the Eagles are a terrible team. And you let Jalen Hurts cook you up all over the place. So, yeah, I am concerned. Baker cooked you up, Lamar cooked you up, Justin Herbert cooked you up, and Jalen Hurts cooked you up. So now you've got Josh Allen, who might be better than all those guys. Do I think he's going to cook the Chiefs up? Yes. And Broussard, I would like to make a personal invite to you because I know you're kind of torn between wanting to get Nick mad and wanting to be right about your Kansas City Super Bowl pick. Well, let me tell you, my friend, this one is way more fun. This one, it's way more fun to live here and get Nick mad than it is to be right about your Super Bowl pick. So come on over. You can still be like, I picked him, but it is more fun. Just make the choice. It's a delight to be in this side of the ball.
Well, look, Nick is big, as am I, on pick integrity, take integrity. So I won't make another Super Bowl pick until before the playoffs, right? That's when we'll do our next picks. And we'll see if I stick with the Chiefs. But right now, I am in on Kansas City getting there. But, Nick, you are undoubtedly downplaying their poor defense. And, look, you stick your chest out, you got a little bass in your voice, and you're braggadocious about the defense. That doesn't work, all right, because you were the same way about them going 20-0. All right, and we saw how that worked. And then it was 19-1, and we saw how that worked. So I'm not going for that. All right, I want to pose this question to Michael Vick. The defense, from a quarterback's eyes, you're looking at that defense. What do you see that makes it so bad or has made it so bad thus far this season? And if you were entering this game as the starting quarterback against the Chiefs, what would you be thinking? I got to be thinking you'd be licking your chops. Like, oh, I'm about to have a big game. Let's just hope our defense can hold up against their offense. So answer those questions for me, Mike.
Now, Chris, I think you just said it. I mean, on the offensive side of the ball, you know, look, that defense giving up a lot of points, whether it's in the run game or the pass game, and we just got to exploit that. We got to find out what the voids are in the defense, and we got to attack. And most of the time, your game plan is going to be catered towards what their deficiencies are. But most importantly, your defense got to stop Patrick Mahomes. So while we know we're going to score points on offense, I still would be worried about our defense shutting down Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs, because that's going to be the telltale sign if we win this game and get out of the stadium with a win. So you just said it, Chris. We're going to score the points, but can our defense step up and stop Patrick?
And they know the answer to that's no. They're not going to have Matt Milano, who might be their best defensive player. The Chiefs spotted them 9 points in the AFC Championship game last year. If you guys remember, the Chiefs had, it was a Buffalo field goal, Chiefs 3 and out. Then the Chiefs muffed a punt on the 3-yard line. Buffalo's up 9-0. It is then a 38-6 run. And Buffalo's schedule works against them at this point. They have played one game that was not a blowout. They lost it. They have played 0 quality quarterbacks, and they know this is the only truly meaningful game they will play for 4 months. Nothing will matter for them to really believe they can go to the Super Bowl if they can't go to Kansas City and win. To act like the nerves are not on the Chiefs' side of things in a positive manner is ludicrous. And yes, the Chiefs' defense has been terrible. They also have not lost a single game this year because of their defense. The defense was bad against Baltimore. If Clyde Edwards-Helaire doesn't have his first fumble of his career, they win it. Against the Chargers, they turned the ball over on 3 straight possessions to open the game. That's why they lost. Wilds keeps bringing up Philly as if that game was not 42-23 with a minute left. It was 40. I don't care how much you're moving the ball up and down the field if the Chiefs are scoring touchdowns on every possession. So does anybody really think, if you think Buffalo's going to blow Kansas City out, then good luck, God bless. But if you think it's going to be close, who do you think, Broussard and Wilds, with all the bass in their voice imaginable, are out here picking the Bills? That's fine. But you and I, all of us know that if this is a close game late at Arrowhead with Patrick Mahomes on one side of the field and Josh Allen on the other, you're going to be watching it saying, why did I do this to myself? Why did I do this to myself? I picked against this guy in a big spot. Okay, maybe he'll turn the ball over 3 straight times again. I doubt it. I doubt it. I think it's going to look a lot like Bills Chiefs have looked in years past, Jenna.
Broussard and Wilds, you poked the bear. I warned you, not out loud, but to myself.
Mike
You
Vick
poked
knows
the
what he's
bear. I
talking
said,
about.
just, you know, don't do that thing. Back talking
That was
Thursday Night
supposed to
Football.
convince
Russell
me?
Wilson had to leave the game with a finger injury. It was the volume with which he did in the base. Broussard, it was the base. Are the Seahawks playoff hopes already hanging by a thread? We'll talk about